it is said out loud. You are finally giving yourself the space and the opportunity to just say what your deepest desires are, but of what you really need right now. And it is so beautiful for me to offer that to people, even if they don't become my clients, but just to have that opportunity to give yourself what you want and just say it out loud. Whether you make it, you bring it into fruition or not, it's up to you. You know what you're capable. I believe in every woman that comes to me that they have the capacity to give themselves what they want and choose themselves. But just to give them that opportunity to say, oh my gosh, I just want to be happy, or I just want peace, or I just want to be loved. And it's like, oh, I really don't need all
Yes.
these things. I just need this basic need.
Yes. I love what you just said too, which is if you're not journeying in these curious moments with a support system or a guide like a coach, just ask yourself when you answer the question first, go down 3 to 5 more levels and say, and what else? Again, that loving voice.
Yes.
And what else? Or or ask yourself, because we'll ask our clients this, tell me more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this desire to want to know yourself more. To go, oh, okay, okay. And sometimes I put my hands over my heart like I'm doing right now and close my eyes, take a
Yes.
deep breath, and I'll say, okay, what I want right now is ice cream. Okay, tell me more. Because it's not the ice cream. It's 10 layers deeper than the ice cream. And it's connection. It's never ice cream, it's connection. Or it's something else, right? It's
Relief.
safety, it's relief, it's peace. It's maybe it's a nap, maybe it's rest, right? And it's never even the nap, right? It's rest,
Hmm.
restoration, restorativeness. It's always deeper. So, and what else, or tell me more, are those secondary questions. Now, I have one more for you if you want it.
Yes. Yes, please.
This one is a really fun one. And you can do it in times that don't feel very good, or you can do it in times that already feel good to amplify even those experiences. And this question is, how can I enjoy this moment more? This is a reclamation in a joy practice because again, I lost my joy for a quite some time and I didn't think I'd ever get it. So I started asking myself the curious question of, okay, but how can I enjoy this moment more? So if you're faced in a difficult situation, I'll give you a lighthearted situation here, okay? Because there's a lot of really hard ones, but there's some lighthearted ones too. I was in Starbucks one day and there it was so busy and the line was so long and I instantly started getting agitated because I had things to do. My busy brain was like, you have things to do, you have people to see. We just need one little cup of coffee. And you can hear in my voice there was just all this extra energy that really wasn't supporting my joy at all. I was robbing myself of my joy in that moment by looking at everything outside of me and letting it really just drop on me. So I said, okay, how can I enjoy this moment more? And I got present and I listened to the music. Oh, there's music playing. Maybe I could sing along in my head to this music or even just like hum a little bit. Maybe I could, if you're answering kind of like an email that doesn't feel good, maybe you could take a deep breath or maybe you could take a stretch break. Just making it feel not completely changed. Sometimes that overhaul is too much for our system. But how can I just enjoy it a little bit more? Do I need to go get a cup of coffee to answer that
Mm.
email? Do I maybe want to just tell myself, you're doing a good job, Heidi? Just because this person is sending this email doesn't say anything bad about you. You can choose to just like take a break. Do I need to maybe not answer emails for the rest of the day? So, this moment of how can I enjoy this moment more? And sometimes it's even, I was watching the eclipse with my mom yesterday and we were kind of sitting at a picnic table and I asked myself, how can I enjoy this moment more? And I said, Mom, should we go lay a blanket in the grass instead of sitting on this hard table and just like lay down and relax and look up? And I'm telling you, these small instances, we would have had a great time sitting at the picnic table. We weren't stressed out. We were having a great time. But just asking that question amplified that tenfold just
Mm.
by moving to lay down. So we can do this even when we're feeling really, really stuck, or maybe we're bawling our eyes out in the car because we just heard a song that reminds us of our ex or our previous partner, or we're trying to figure it out with that partner,
Mhm.
wherever you're at in your journey. And we can go, maybe I could change the station. Maybe I could turn the song off, or maybe I could feel into that song and let me cry harder than I've ever cried before. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything specific. It's just listening to what that heart needs. Again, like, how can I enjoy this moment more? And what do I need most right now?
Ooh, I love it. And I'm so excited for this because these are simple questions that you can ask yourself. And again, you can go as deep as you want or just the next thing. Just
That's
what
right.
is a small thing that you can adjust? Because you can go as far as you need to and you want to in this healing process. And when you're ready, you'll know like when the next step is and what that looks like for you. But it's all about being curious, all about asking these simple questions to get to know yourself, to understand yourself, and uncover the deeper versions, like you said, of who you are, maybe, and get to know and give yourself. I love what you said, give yourself what you want or what you lost. That was beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I could go on and on with this conversation. And I want to go over a few questions that I like to ask that my people that come to my podcast, my guests. So just so people can get to know you a little better
Yeah, so
before we
fun.
finish. Yeah. And then I'll have everyone, I'll have you give everyone the how to get a hold of you, and you have some goodies to give out. So I want to make sure that you answer these quick questions. So the
Great.
first one is, do you have a podcast episode or a book that has completely changed the trajectory of your life?
That is an amazing question. And yes, two come to mind. Um, the books. I started the book is by Hal Elrod, and it's called The Miracle Morning.
Ooh.
The Miracle Morning, because I believe after reading that book and going through my own transformation, there is a really, really sacred time for us. And that is in the morning before anyone ever touches us, before anything or anyone gets our attention. And I call that a self-certainty practice. Some people call it a morning routine, but I call it a self-certainty practice so that there's not any expectation around movement or exercise or anything. It's just taking a little bit of time. Maybe it's 2 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour. You get to choose and it can change. But creating practices that allow your certainty, your self-certainty, which creates trust within
Mm,
yourself,
hmm.
to build and be honored. And that happens when we make promises to ourselves and we keep them. And so
Yes.
an easy way to do that is through self-certainty practices. And I didn't know what that meant or what that was. So the Miracle Morning was a really, really easy, easy book, quick and easy way to start that process. Yeah, so that
I
one
love
really,
that.
that changed everything for me. It was one of the first books I read when I got divorced, and it really changed the way I showed up for myself in the morning, which then led to so many other things. And the second one is a Brene Brown book, and it it really changed so much for me. And now I can't think of the name of it. Maybe we can share it with your listeners in the notes or something. But
Yes, yes.
it's by Brene Brown,
I mean, anything by
and
her is
all
amazing.
it's all about like wholehearted living. Um,
Mm, okay.
and and it breaks it down into chapters of like tangible things that you can understand, and it's basically like the 10 things that you need to be a whole human is the premise of the book, and
Okay.
it is just totally incredible, so we can maybe drop it in later.
Yes, of course. Of course. Awesome. Okay. The next question is, who's made the most impact in your life and
Mm.
why?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my mind, which is my mother, because I just saw her. But beyond that, she's one of my best friends. She's one of the kindest and most curious humans I've ever met in my life. And she never gives herself enough credit. So on both ends of the spectrum, she's influenced my life in a way that has made me who I am, made me a woman that I'm proud of, made me love myself deeply. But I continue to learn from the ways in which she shows insecurity in herself. And then we can have conversations around that as I've kind of evolved and watch her evolve and go through different things. And it's amazing to watch the lessons. She was a kindergarten teacher for over 30 years. And
Oh,
to just watch the way that she showed up for a job that she deeply loved in
mm.
a time where teachers have such a hard thing it's cool to have those conversations. So definitely my mom is one of the most influential people in my life.
Ooh, I want to meet her now.
Yeah, she's a blessing to everybody.
Oh, okay. And the last one is, do you have a favorite quote or affirmation right now?
I have such a good one. It's amazing that you asked
Ooh,
this. Can I share two?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, the first one is kind of my catchphrase, which is there are no setbacks, only opportunities for incredible. There are no setbacks. There are only setups for epic comebacks.
Beautiful.
So no setbacks. And then the other one I got on a card from a friend for my birthday, and I look at it every day. I'm showing Alyssa right now, and it says, "Choosing to have joy is not naively thinking everything will be easy. It is courageously believing that there is still hope, even when things get hard."
Mm, I love that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
again for being so candid with us. So before I let you go, tell us really quick how people can reach out to you and connect with you. And you also have a little something for our listeners that they can tap into. So tell us more.
Oh my gosh. Well, every way to find me is under at Divorce Comeback Coach. So Divorce Comeback Coach at gmail.com, Instagram and TikTok at Divorce Comeback Coach, website divorcecomebackcoach.com, where you can find a ton of stuff. Podcast Divorce Comeback Coach on Spotify, Apple, everywhere that you can hear podcasts. So if you want to get a hold with me, DM me on Instagram, email me, whatever you want to do, whatever's easiest. And on my website, I have two freebies, the Divorce Comeback Kit, which is a beautiful document that will just get you started on some of those curious questions of choosing self. So definitely go get that. I'm not a spammer in any way, shape, or form. So just go get it. And if you don't like what I'm sending out, on a monthly basis, I send out like one email with goodies. Freebies, you can always unsubscribe. So I encourage people to get that freebie. And there's a free workshop that I did a month ago about creating your comeback after divorce. It's an hour long. It's free. Again, you just put in your email so we know where to send the video. So that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for sharing your light, your wisdom, and giving us so much goodness on this episode. I really appreciate you. And I am so sure that this episode will hit home for someone today, and it'll be exactly what they needed to do, so to hear. So thank you for being here and taking your time to be here.
Thanks for having me. It's been a joy.
Thank you. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. To keep up to date with what's coming up, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Elisa, ELISA, _Fucci, FUCCI, _coaching, and on Facebook at Elisa Fucci. You can also email me at elisafucci.coaching@gmail.com. Don't forget to leave a review, share, and subscribe to this podcast.